on some lists, Kyle Harrison has jumped ahead of Marco Luciano as the Giants' #1 prospect.
Yeah.
Luciano has started a little bit of a decline on these lists as far as like tippy top prospects, because he had been in the top 10 prior 2 years ago, and started to slide out of it a little bit last year. But Harrison has jumped ahead of him in some lists, and I've also seen that some expect him to make his major league debut this year, which is insane to me because of how young this guy is still.
Yeah.
And he hasn't pitched above AA yet. But just, we're talking about Giants don't really have many players that you can buy jerseys of. This kid's 21 years old. He will turn 22 not until August. So he's going to be 21 for almost the whole season. And think about, like, can you see him coming up and making a Giants debut like in July or something? Like that sounds so crazy to me.
But I mean, that's what the Giants did back then. And we were just talking about it. Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, Madison Bumgarner. Those guys were all young kids when they came up.
Yeah.
I think that the thought process has changed. It's been a little more like, well, let's get you enough innings in the minors.
We don't want to start that clock.
Yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, especially you don't want to start the clock. You don't. So if that can get changed in the next CBA, I think that would be fantastic. I know they were fighting for a change in that. The players were this past during the lockout and everything, but yeah. I could see him coming up this year, and the Giants need that. They really need that. If you're going to get fans back in the seats, and you're going to get people excited about this club in the future, you got to start bringing up the young kids, especially if the Giants falter out of the gates and the first 2 or 3 months of the season, they're just not playing great baseball. You're going to need spark plugs. You're not going to need a spark plug. You're going to need spark plugs during the season. Kyle Harrison's going to be one of them. Luciano's still probably not this year. But you're going to need to bring up Elio Ramos and say, let's give you 100 at bats.
Yeah. Put up or shut up.
100 consistent at bats and finally see what you got, because, we can't just sit you in AAA and just leave you there forever.
And then you hit 210.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It goes back down, gets upset. Things happen and just doesn't hit well, but he's a good fielder. So that's the thing, is the Giants need defense. So I'd love to see Kyle Harrison. I mean, God, he led the minors, the entire minors last year in Ks per nine.
Yeah.
What did he have last year? 113 innings, 186 strikeouts. I mean, that's ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, maybe he'll get 2 months, 3 months in AAA. You can bet for sure, if he's going to get a start here when they're in Reno, I'm going to definitely make it out for that game. I don't care. The spring here in Reno is so weird. I've been to so many opening days at Aces Ballpark here in Reno in April, where it's either been 70 degrees or snowing.
Wow.
So the spring here is it's awful. It's weird. It's all over the place. So, but whatever it is, I'm going to make it out there. I don't care if I have to bring 3 jackets, which I did. I think I sat in a jacket with plastic over my legs while gloves on and, the beanie on while you're just watching the game, because they won't call a game for snow, because snow, it just doesn't get wet enough in the spring. Rain, yes, but snow, no. If it's snowing, you just kind of keep playing. So.
Yeah, the Giants are going to have a lot of starting pitchers. They probably got 7 guys, maybe 8 guys that they could run out there if they needed. But I could see, DeSclafani coming off of a big injury, Wood, guys like that. Where you're like, let's, we don't want to go through. Let's give those guys an extra day. And let's bring this kid up and give him a start, and then we'll send him back down. Yeah. And, we'll see how he sort of feels in the dugout, and how he goes out and how he attacks. And, I could see them doing that, but I would also just love for them to bring him up and just like, you're the number 5. Like, let's just not even mess around.
Well, and he's probably going to have an invite to spring. And if he is just lights out in spring and they see something and they could say, you're in the 5-man rotation to start this season, how phenomenal. What a boost that would be to the, to the fans, to their chances this year. I mean, just everything would kind of rise up a little bit, and the excitement level would go up, because then all of a sudden you're talking about the Webb Harrison 1-2 punch. And that's very, I mean, that is like, we haven't had we had a great 1-2 punch last year, but we also knew it was probably a 1-year 1-2
Yeah,
punch.
exactly.
But this is a future. I mean, this will be the first time since Lincecum and Kane that you could say, "Oh, look at this 1-2."
And they know how to market pitchers who are
Mhm.
very exciting. Lincecum was the marquee from 2008 all the way through 2011, and until sort of Buster kind of replaced him there.
Yeah.
But so we had Happy Lincecum Day for several years there. The team knows how to market a very exciting young pitcher. So I'm hopeful
Oh yeah.
for Kyle.